With the showing.
Absolutely. This is one of those performances that a lot of the Premier League big boys were looking at, thinking, can Leicester cause an upset? Can they take points off Chelsea after what happened against Burnley last weekend? No way. This has been as good a performance as I've seen under Thomas Tuchel. I'll say that. Not just this season. It's been brilliant. Every single player doing his job. Stellar. Chelsea 6 points clear at the top of the table. Over to you, City. Over to you, Liverpool.
And it's just been brilliant as well, hasn't it, to be able to see the players come in as well, keeping it fresh, making sure that all of the players are being rotated, especially with that huge game against Juventus coming up.
Absolutely, and you know, we saw Kai Havertz come off the pitch earlier. That might have been a substitution that he would have liked to have made if the game was comfortable, and it was. We don't know how Lukaku's fitness is going to be. But there's, you know, we're fighting on a lot of fronts. We've still got the League Cup to come. Big games. It's a massive week for us. Leicester, Juve, and then Manchester United next Sunday as well. So, yeah, 3 games there. If we can manage to win all 3 of those, what a November that would have been for us.
3 goals here, 3 different goal scorers, and of course, the most important thing, 3 points. Jason, thank you so much for your insight, your analysis throughout this, the entirety of this afternoon. Thank you, of course, to you at home tuning in. Please do, though, stay tuned for our new post-match show, The Pulse. We'll be getting your reaction on social, some fan reaction from outside Stamford Bridge, and, of course, a word from Thomas Tuchel. That's coming up very shortly. But for now, it finishes here. Leicester City 0, Chelsea 3.
Perfect start to the weekend. Chelsea 3, Leicester City 0. I'm in the company of RJ on Zoom and also Abby McCarthy in the studio. Let's get straight into the hashtag for today's game, which is professional performance. It was exactly that, wasn't it, Abby? We spoke at half-time, done the hard work, got the 2 goals. Yep. 3rd goal sealed it in cruise control almost.
Oh, yeah. Such a dominant, brilliant performance. I mean, the scoreline in the end actually probably flatters Leicester. It could have been, you know, 6 or 7. Also, we had a couple of goals disallowed. Chile got pretty unlucky with that really early chance. Just a brilliant performance from the whole team. Just, yeah, pleasure to watch.
That's exactly it, RJ, isn't it? We're beating teams by 3 and coming away from it going, that's not really flattered us. You know, we could have quite easily come away with another 4 or 5 today in terms of, you know, if you beat Leicester City 5-0, people go, blimey. If you watch the game today, it was much more than a 3-0 game. Chelsea kept them at arm's length, created a lot of chances, scored 3 goals and could have had a couple more.
Absolutely. From start to finish, I don't think it's hyperbolic to say that this was arguably our performance of the season, considering the opponent, the location, the fact that it was the start of the new round post-international break and considering what was on the line. So I just felt it was 3, as you said. It could have easily been 4, 5, 6. There was 3 goals disallowed, I think it was, and a couple of offsides. And we just really, the 3 words I'd describe it as charismatic, confident and composed, because we demonstrated all facets of what genuine title contenders need to be.
See, that's exactly it, isn't it? Title contenders. We have to accept that we're in that bracket now. We know we are. We always are. But this is a professional performance, as our hashtag is. But also a performance that lays down a bit of a marker, Abby, and says, look, Leicester are a tough place to go. They're a good side. Yeah. It's a convincing win.
Yeah,
today.
That's the thing, isn't it? The fact that it was convincing. They didn't really get near us at all. Obviously, Jason Cundy on commentary almost cheering because Mendy eventually actually had to make a save. And, he made a couple of brilliant saves, to be fair, so credit to him. But, yeah, there was just no chance of them beating us. And, we're top of the table. We need to keep that lead and, see where we're at the end of the season.
Nice debut for the new kit as well today. Quite a lot of social media reaction for that beautiful looking shirt, isn't it? Really
need to get
is.
that immediately.
Any Chelsea memories in a yellow kit? I guess there are a lot of very good ones, aren't there?
Yeah.
You mentioned earlier, RJ, about Gianluca Vialli. I always picture him in a yellow kit.
Yeah.
Really, there's a couple more. that we've got reaction on.
And Zola, I always remember Zola in that kit as well. I loved that one.
Diego Costa in the bottom right-hand corner as well. There's so many. Claudio, that's from Claudio, that one there. This is a huge game for Chelsea today. Can't be starting off this new yellow kit era with anything less than a W, as from Alex. And then this one, we're finally wearing that beautiful yellow kit today. We cannot afford to lose our first time wearing it, please. But bang on, you have to give a kit of that magnitude and that beauty a good start, don't you, RJ? And it's exactly what Chelsea did today.
Absolutely. In the words of Coldplay, it was all yellow. Unfortunately, the Foxes were they were outfoxed, weren't they, to come up with a better pun, but this was, again, dominant from start to finish, is putting it lightly, but it was just so energetic, because you probably reflect on the first game from the last international breaks against Aston Villa and Brentford, and we were shaky, to put it lightly, and somehow came away with the wins. But today we never looked like losing. Yes, Abby brought up a good point about Mendy pulling off some acrobatic saves, but on the most part, it was just something where the likes of Kanté were just so energetic in the midfield. Reece James and Ben Chilwell making runs in left, right and centre and just really tearing Leicester open apart. So I scarcely believe what I was just watching, because it was just so pleasurable on the eye, and the scoreboard just really topped things off for me.
I completely agree. It's been a good day all round. Let's take you back to the start when Antonio Rudiger gave Chelsea the lead. A lot of social media reaction to Tony getting the goal as the best defender in the world. love that. I've seen a lot of these, and I couldn't agree more. He's phenomenal, isn't it? We always knew Rudy would score ahead of today.
Yeah,
we did.
We absolutely did. You definitely did on Play Predictor.
I was gutted with the third, to be fair. Rudiger has 7 Premier League goals in his career, 4 of them against Leicester. Wow.
It's written, wasn't it? Written in stars.
Sometimes you just got their number, haven't you?
Yeah.
Just got their number. He does, and that was what the 4 was, the celebration.
Yeah, we were wondering that,
that he scored 4 against Leicester. But he's one of those players where we keep saying it, and there's a kind of a running joke within the office that there's going to be a day where we come in, and that is the day that Rudiger scores a 40-yarder from distance, where he picks the ball up, dribbles, and then rifles it in the top corner.
Yeah, he's got a tendency, hasn't he, to do those driving balls and take those long-range shots. One day it's going to pay off.
It's going to happen one day, but, I mean, headed goals against Leicester, that's his wheelhouse. That's what he does.
Oh, just an absolutely incredible performance from him today. I was actually trying to think then, who is man of the match, but to be honest, it was such a brilliant team performance. In a way, it's hard to pick. I don't know, who you guys think.
I think Jace gave it to Conte, did he? He had
think in the
Jorginho
end,
to start with,
yeah.
and then he go to Conte. But RJ Abbey's right. Like you've already mentioned, Ben Chilwell I thought was everywhere today. He was brilliant. Desperately unlucky not to have scored today, Ben. I think he had a couple where he could have scored on another day. Reece James as well got the assist. Could have scored a goal offside for a little bit earlier on in the play. There's so many players that you could give that accolade to. Have you got one that stands out for you today, or are you going to agree with Jace?
No, I have to agree with Jason. It's not just because of the worldy goal that he scored, which, you know, adds on top of the triple nutmeg against Spurs, the one against Leicester, and the one where he completely bamboozled Manchester United. But for me, the one little highlight that I took was in the first half. It was around the 19th minute. There was, I think Jorginho might have turned over possession, and he made a double tackle or an interception all within a quick sequence to really snuff out a Leicester attack. So it just is a microcosm of the guy that he's everywhere. And at the same time, he's a player where he could start a game, someone could come on from the opposition in the second half, but he looks like the guy that's fresh on the field. So he's just he's superhuman. That's what you can say about him.
Couldn't agree. Quite a lot of people absolutely agreeing with you on social media as well. There's always a Kanté loving when he gets a goal. I mean, his performance is expected. Romelu Lukaku giving it exactly that. NG, mercy, love that. He must love playing with him as well.
Yeah.
Elizabeth as well, again, regular contributor to the show. It's brilliant, Elizabeth. I love how Conte never knows what to do when he scores and just hugs whoever he's closest to. There's something
he's so pure, isn't he?
Innocently lovely about that. Look at this, Kanté celebrating whenever he scores a goal. He's
like. Yeah.
I saw Matt Davies-Adams retweeted something that was someone basically saying, I mean, that reaction from Tuchel as well, but the reaction was something along the lines of, Conte looks so surprised that he scored, but also unsurprised at how brilliant he is. It's like, I know I'm capable of it. He's just one of those people that you love. There aren't any footballers, I don't think, that play for any other club that other teams love as much as N'Golo Conte. He's just got that about him, hasn't he? He's in that Marcus Rashford bracket of being a brilliant person and being a lovely footballer. But we are so fortunate. We are desensitised to how brilliant he is. So when he scores a goal like today, Abby, it's nice that he gets those plaudits.
Yeah, exactly. It felt like such a special moment because he doesn't score often, but when he does, they're worldies, and he's just such a fantastic player for us. And, you know, as you can say, he didn't know what to do when he celebrated, but look how much it meant to the team, you know, around him. He's such a likeable, lovable person, isn't he? He's just fantastic. Always plays with a smile on his face. And, yeah, what an absolute credit to this football club.
Yeah, what a legend. RJ, it started very well. N'Golo Kante's kind of, I think it was 26, 27 minutes we got that second goal. But that first half an hour period, I know Jody Morris, obviously former assistant manager, former player here, legend, done a lot in the academy, has tweeted about it. Here you go, Chelsea outstanding in the first half hour.
Yeah.
I mean, there aren't many better tactical minds in the game than Jody. He's phenomenal. So when he's saying how good they've been first half, and he's been part of some pretty outstanding Chelsea performances, that shows the level that we're now getting to.
Yeah, for sure. I think the first couple of minutes, at first, interestingly, I thought Leicester started off quite aggressively and looked to be into the game. But then after we weathered that very minor, bright start from the Foxes, we really we put our foot on the gas and we just really never looked back from there on in. But I think that's, while we were effectively super strong, equally, this seems to be a bit of a pattern for Leicester this season, and it's almost very similar to the game against Arsenal, where the first half an hour, they just didn't really come out of the dressing shed. So, yeah, there's some real work to be done there with Rodgers, but we were unbelievable.
Yeah, we absolutely were. And again, we spoke at half-time about in an ideal world, we'd get some minutes and some of the players that perhaps come back from injury and need the fitness. Hakim Ziyech and Christian Pulisic made such an impression when they came on, and rightly so, getting a lot of credit on social media for that. I've just witnessed a Pulisic goal in person. Tears in my eyes. Yeah, I love that.
Oh, look at the name as well, King Pulisic 10. Love that.
It's so good to have him back, isn't it, Christian Pulisic and Hakim Ziyech? Well, Pulisic and Ziyech comes on the subs. A few minutes later, Ziyech assists Pulisic for Chelsea's third goal. As I said, you don't know how frightening playing against Chelsea's. Do you know what the thing is as well, Abby? There was before the Pulisic goal, there was a ball that Ziyech drilled in along the floor, a complete reversal that potentially Pulisic. I thought Pulisic could put it in start if it hits the side net and really well defended from it. But immediately you look at that, and we had the chat. Ziyech and Pulisic walk into pretty much 18 of the 20 other Premier League sides.
Yeah.
Perhaps other than Man City and Liverpool, they'd start in every other team. and now we're in a position where we've got those two coming back, on top of Romelu Lukaku coming back, Timo Werner coming back, Mason Mount back as well, not overplayed for the first time in a long time, Mason Mount as well. He's had a little bit of a rest because of his wisdom teeth. Kai Havertz has been brilliant.
Yeah.
We are in such a scary position at the moment.
You absolutely do not want to be playing Chelsea at the moment, because the starting 11 we put out are frightening. Then you look at the bench and you're more terrified. You know, the fact that people like Ziyech and Pulisic can come on from the bench and instantly make an impact, you know, assist for one of them, goal for the other. You know, it's just, the depth of our squad, people should not come to Stamford Bridge.
Yeah, well, and if they do physically turn up, just actually don't really turn up that kind of way. Anyway. It nicely brings us on to our knee-jerk reaction for today, which is kind of along that thought process, really. It's kind of a question more than anything else, but it's pretty much along those lines. I mean, imagine what we will do when we have a striker fit. Because RJ, you know, we've been playing. Obviously, we won the Champions League last year with Timo Werner as a centre forward, but he's an attacker rather than a striker, isn't he? You know, his best work comes when he's running at plays. He's not a kind of 6-yard poetry. He's a creative force. He's fantastic. Makes every team better because of the work rate he puts in. But Romelu Lukaku, watching this, he must be loving it, because he must be seeing Reece James and Ben Chilwell play and thinking, I'm going to score bagfuls, absolutely bagfuls in the next couple of weeks and months when he's fit again.
Absolutely. I think he would be absolutely lapping this up, because just how dynamic, how fluid the boys have been playing, and the fact that they're just really hard to mark and they're just causing havoc all over the pitch. But I think because we have someone as prolific as Romelu yet to come back, he's just going to help take what we're already delivering, which is pretty much champagne football, and just making that little bit extra special. So it's going to be freakishly dangerous how strong we are going to be. And we talk about squad depth, but we're demonstrating the quality of that squad depth, not just numbers. So it's just let the good times roll, guys. So I'm buzzing.
Absolutely
right. So true, isn't it?
So, but also, you know, there is that element that, and a lot of people perhaps have said that we've not got the best out of Romelu Lukaku just yet because of the way we're playing. I think the one thing to remember is the way he played for Inter is so different to the way he plays for Belgium. Yeah. And I had the opportunity to speak to him in the summer. Just dropped that. Sorry, just dropped that name drop. But he was so clear in the way that he's the complete footballer. He has everything to his game. Like he's strong, he can play with his back to goal, he's quick, play both feet. With Belgium, they do kind of play a fluid front three with De Bruyne, Hazard, Mertens comes in as well occasionally, and he'll kind of link off to the left-hand side, then he'll play on the right and cut in, and that fluidity suits Romelu Lukaku. People have this perception that we need him as a focal point, that he stays there.
And he's kind of quite static, but he's not, is he?
But he's absolutely not. Like, he can do everything. So the fact that Chelsea are playing this way now, and you add Lukaku to that balance, people outside in go, yeah, but what's it like when he comes back? You have to change the way you play. You absolutely don't.
No.
He's one of the best players in the world. Of course you don't have to change the way you play.
I feel like what we're going to do is just keep up the system that we're playing now, and we're going to see the absolute best of Lukaku. Like you say, you know, he's not really fully got started for Chelsea, so it's going to be amazing to see him come back into the team and pretty much be served it on a plate, you know, and he's going to end up scoring so many goals. I mean, it's 13 goals for Chelsea from our defenders. What on earth? You wait till our strikers are back. We are going to be ferocious.
It's scary, isn't it? And RJ, that's exactly the point. Reece James and Ben Chilwell have been fantastic with not only the goals they're scoring, but the way they're assisting. And you know, we're very fortunate to have a lot of players to come in and talk on the show, and a lot of them always say when the season starts, you almost need another 6 or 7 weeks to really get to your peak. Physically, mentally, when you're in your routine, you're in your rhythm or whatever. When we've got to that point, which is now, since then we've not had Romelu Lukaku in the side. Reece James is playing out of his skin. Ben Chilwell's doing that. Amount of chances we're creating, and that was the big criticism. And there was a week where we struggled to score against Juventus, and there was another one. People are like, oh, you're not creating enough. We're creating a hatful of chances every game. You add one of the best strikers in world football to that, and that's just a recipe for disaster for whoever plays us.
Well, it's just he's someone, as we said, he's super prolific. He's at the peak of his powers, and because he's more than a one-trick pony, he's just going to bring complementary skills and attributes to elevate the collective of those around him. So I'm genuinely of the view that he's someone that we've seen the likes of Reece James, Ben Chilwell. They're making these really deep runs and they're creating a lot of width and creating space for the inside players to thrive. But he's someone that can play deep and link up. He's someone that can run into the space that's created by those around him. He can obviously finish off chances. He's dangerous in the air. He's very good at linking up and doing the 1-2s and a few triangles as well. So he's the complete package. So the question is for Blues fans, if you thought we looked dangerous without him, imagine integrating someone of his caliber back into the team. So it's just, again, we're very, very privileged to be Chelsea.
Or we may have lost our...
He got so excited about Romelu, he disappeared.
I don't blame him, to be fair. You're back now, RJ. You're back, mate. We lost you for a millisecond there, but again, the delights of Zoom that's exactly what happens. The Chelsea performance today has been fantastic. You know, you see these scenes at full time with the players celebrating, and you see how much it means to Thiago Silva. He's just so focused. And again, but we spoke about the hashtag being professional performance. We as fans are getting excited that we put a statement in today. You know, we've beaten a team. I mean, look at that away end.
Incredible.
Champions of Europe section. Absolutely, phenomenal. An away day as well. Brilliant. Really is brilliant. We speak about it being a statement performance from, beating Leicester. They're getting so good. They're getting to that level now where this isn't a statement for them because they're going, right, full-time Juventus in the week.
Yeah.
Full-time for Juventus, you've got Manchester United in the week. Yeah, but you really see that connect between the players and the fans, and it's always been there at this football club. I do feel that we're maybe biased, maybe not. I'm sure all fans said the same. There is that family connection. There is that connect between the players and the fans. I do think they really get to it, but there's something special about this group of players, and someone that has been thriving with that. Definitely a cult figure, absolute legend. On the score sheet as well, Antonio Rudiger has been speaking to Matt Davies-Adams.
Tony, well done. There's something about playing on this ground that seems to suit you. Another goal, another header, just a standard Tony Rudiger at the King Power afternoon.
Yeah, to be honest, I felt very confident going into this game, and I promised my son that I would score, definitely, and I did. So it's good. Helped the team, had a good, very, very good performance, and could have been even more.
Was that a training ground routine, the corner from Ben to you near post to flick on, or you just saw that the space was there and attacked it?
Oh, we analysed them, and we saw this is a weakness of them, and we capitalised from this. And of course, we trained this, and it's good. It worked.
It can't be too easy with people coming back at various times from international breaks to have this kind of game, but it seems like we just slotted back into our old style without any problem at all.
Yeah, but that's all looking for an alibi, most of the teams have this type of problem because I think every team in Premier League have national team players who are going away, so everyone has the same issue, and so we have to adapt, and we showed today that we are on.
You got a goal today. I'm sure you're just as pleased, if not more so, with the clean sheet, though. Just one goal conceded away from home in the Premier League all season. It's absolutely incredible.
Oh, it's good. It's good, obviously, to get myself on the sheet to score. Obviously, it's nice, but I take also as well the clean sheet because this is what makes me much happier. And and overall, that we had a very good performance. That we came out straight out of the block, strong, and good mentality.
Good thing about the 12:30 kickoff, if you win it, is that it puts a marker down for everybody else. We're 6 points clear now, and people watching on, I'm sure, would have been fearing that kind of performance, that kind of result from Chelsea. It's up to others to respond.
I think it's not about others fearing or something like this. It's just about us. We have to do our job. This is what we have to focus about, and not too much thinking about other people, because with teams like Man City, Liverpool, and Premier League is always full of surprises. So you just have to focus on yourself and do your job.
Well, you said to be very proud of his dad tonight. Well done. Thanks.
100%.
Incredible. What a man.
RJ,
what I loved about that as well is he's saying that something that we get carried away with, and I will never not be able to get carried away with it. But I think other teams, we're living in their brain. He's like, don't worry about them. Don't let them worry about us either. Just focus on what we're doing. We keep going about our business, going about our pace and setting the pace because, well, whatever happens the rest of this weekend, Chelsea will be top of the Premier League table.
Yeah, that's actually the quote that stood out for me. I always love that mentality where it's it's nice to get the win, but it's all about just focusing on our job and not worry about the external noise, because provided that you do the job to the best of your ability and execute the game plan that's obviously working, then the rest will take care of itself. And I see a very concentrated, I see a very professional display, and the commentary from Rudiger and others that continue to be interviewed, everybody is in harmony. Everybody understands what's happening, and they all have the eyes on the prize being the return of the Premier League. So for me, it's just, unbelievable. And I love to see that concentration. And I'd actually be fearful to come up against a guy like Rudiger, because he just looks like he's absolute venom in his eyes.
Does it? There's something about it, isn't there? There really is something about. He seems like the kind of player as well, Abby, that we said, he loves a duel, loves a personal battle, but he's a leader. He sets the tempo, he sets the tone in the dressing room. If I'm another player and I'm watching that interview, I know this is business. Today's done. We go again. We don't get carried away. We don't get overcaught with anything. We go again. When you've got a leader like Tony Rudiger in the dressing room, you're always going to be in a good position. Exactly.
I think one thing I've always admired about Rudiger is just his focus.
Yeah.
Always got his brain on the game, and he's an amazing leader, and he just kind of activates beast mode every time he plays. Like you say, you do not want to come up against him. You know he's going to put in a shift. You know he's going to set an example to everyone around him. Like you say, just a true leader.
Well, I mean, obviously, the goal, making his son proud, getting the Chelsea fans cheering after him, it's all fantastic. This will probably mean quite a lot to him as well. Probably not as high as his son being proud of him, but a big smile and a big hug from the gaffer, Thomas Tuchel. Edu Mendy as well, loves the laugh, loves the joke. Well, he's in a great mood, so let's give him to Matt Davies-Adams to speak to pitchside.
Well, Thomas, you never really know what you're going to get first game after an international break, I suppose, but that went perfectly to plan pretty much, didn't it?
Yes, it was a very good performance and an excellent result. Of course, we could have scored more, especially even in the first half. But I'm happy with the way we played, the attitude and the effort. It was a very good team performance.
That first 45 minutes in particular, is that up there with as good as we've produced in some games?
Yes, and still there are things to improve. Last passes, last decisions, precision and conversion. We could have scored a third one earlier to finish the game off completely. So there's still stuff to work on, but in general it was a very strong start. And second half we had some minutes where we struggled a bit because they had nothing to lose, took more risk. But we were solid in defending, good goalkeeping, and I think we deserve a clean sheet.
It doesn't always happen this way, but good to see players maintain their momentum from international duty. I'm thinking of Ben Chilwell and Reece James and Thiago Silva, who's crossed all sorts of time zones.
We just let him play today because he did not play, so it was just about being tired from lack of sleep, but not no muscle concerns or like fatigue muscle. Yeah, it's good to see. We saw it yesterday. I was very impressed in training yesterday. We saw a lot of quality and a very good atmosphere, very competitive. Everybody was like really on the edge to give me a hard choice for the first 11 yesterday in training, and we were talking about it. Hopefully we can keep this spirit going in the match, and we did. It was nice to watch.
You mentioned the first 11, but as we know, these days more than ever, it's about the squad, isn't it? And that, I guess, is illustrated by the final goal with Hakim and Christian teaming up.
Yes, very good, because it decided the match for us. I'm very happy. Hakim had a strong week in training. Christian comes back from a long time injury, so it's good that the two combined decided the match for us. It will help them. It helps us, of course, and I'm very happy. Still, I'm a bit sad that we cannot change 5 times, because there are much more players who deserve to play, and there are some players who deserve a rest. So it's still a bit always a bit on the edge with three changes nowadays, with so many games on this high level, but it's the way it is.
Got 3 goals today, had the ball in the net another 3 times, but at the other end, yet another clean sheet away from home. Only 1 goal conceded on the road in the league this season. It doesn't matter who's in that back 3, they're able to continue these clean sheets.
I think, we support each other, and the way we defend is good, and it's also impressive for me, because we are brave, we defend courageous, we defend aggressive, and very, very active. is quality teamwork. This is what we want, and yeah, you need a bit of luck, you need a good goalkeeper, and then it can happen.
Finally, we saw Jorginho come off. Obviously, Juventus come on Tuesday. Is he a doubt for that game?
I absolutely don't think so, because like he said like that he feels like cramps. So in the moment, I would say absolutely no muscle injuries, and for that, no doubt for Tuesday.
Good news, good day. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Good day all round. Lovely job.
Great day.
This tweet about Thomas Tuchel kind of sums it up best, I think, doesn't it? Everything Tuchel touches turns to gold. Ziyech and Pulisic on. Pulisic goal, Ziyech assist.
Yeah, what a tactician, the man.
I'm convinced he can see into the future, RJ. I genuinely am convinced, because he sees things that no one else can. The man is a magician.
He's just got this crystal ball, and I'd love to know where he bought it from. So I wouldn't mind getting one myself, but it just speaks volumes to just the all-round package he brings. And while I love the tactical acumen that he brings to the table, I also love how genuine and transparent he is, and the way he communicates and the things he says when he's communicating. Like, the thing that really stood out to me was, from a culture perspective, he was talking about how it's a shame that they weren't 5 subs, because there's a whole bunch of other players that deserve to get a spot, and how everybody's pushing themselves and thriving on the competition. But he just seems to be getting everybody to fire on all cylinders, because as we all know, with a very large and talented squad, trying to keep everybody working on the same page and working cohesively is a challenge in itself, but he seems to be doing it with ease. So long may it continue.
It's a fantastic point, and we both picked that up as well, the fact that he said about the 5 subs, because it's quite easy to... He doesn't need to make that comment, you know, and some managers as well don't make that comment because they want players to be sort of a little bit wound up, they've not got on, or a little bit extra in train or something. But like RJ said, he gets that balance perfect, and we're the same, you know. We think when he speaks, you trust him. When he speaks, you listen, and he's got that feel about him that he does really care about the players, and it's kind of, again, that family element we talk about between fans and players. He is pivotal to that. Yeah,
of course. He feels like a really genuine, honest manager. It doesn't feel like any players really feel like they're on the fringes. It is a family. They are going to get their chance. I think the way he's mastered this squad, as kind of RJ touched on, just because there's so much talent, but everyone is getting their chance in the right game. I mean, what a manager, honestly.
And he's saying there's still stuff to work on. Yeah, 1-3-0, absolutely bossed the game. Dominant possession-wise, goals, shots. Mendy hardly touched the ball, 3 disallowed goals.
But it's perfection.
Hey, we've got a little bit more to get out of him. I absolutely love it. Loads of football coming up for you. Obviously, live WSL on the 5th stand-up tomorrow, so make sure you tune in for that one. That'll be a really good game. And then Monday afternoon, we get it going again ahead of a busy Champions League week. Press conference, including live training, that's Monday afternoon. Training at 4 o'clock, that will be. Chelsea v Juventus in the UEFA Youth League, live at 2:55 on Tuesday afternoon. And then, of course, our Champions League fixture against Juventus here at the Bridge. 7:15, we are live on Matchday Live on Tuesday. 1:45, by the way, for the WSL tomorrow afternoon, so make sure you tune in for that one. It's going to be a busy week, and it's good to go. Very excited for it. Abby, brilliant as always. RJ, sensational, mate. Thank you so much for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you again. And I'm sure we'll speak to you through the season. When you get yourself over here, come see us.
Pleasure, guys. Absolutely loved being a part of it.
Top man, thank you very much, mate. So there you go. Chelsea will finish the weekend as they started it, regardless of other results. Don't worry about them. Focus on us. We're top of the Premier League. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.